Steph from Zen and Pow, delivering you a 5-minute fit tip. So today I want to talk a little bit about foundational functional movement and our programming here at Zen and Pow. So you might wonder, well, what is programming? So programming is basically how we structure our classes, whether it's a group class or an open training workout. Our philosophy on programming and structuring our workouts and our group classes is based on functional foundational movements. So in every single class you come to, you're gonna see a squat, you're gonna see a hinge movement, you're gonna see a pushing, a pulling. Those are kind of the four main ones. You're probably gonna see a unilateral movement, whether it's a lunge or maybe a single leg deadlift. And then you might even see like a rotational movement. But today I'm just gonna talk about the main four movements that I mentioned: squat, hinge, push, and pull. All right, so this is hitting total body. You're gonna notice that when you come to classes, it doesn't matter whether it's a Pilates class, a yoga class, an open training session, a strength fusion, a TRX, a kickboxing, whatever it is, you are hitting total body muscles. So we don't like to necessarily break up each day as being arms, chest, legs, abs, because our body is one big functioning machine and unit. And unless you're in the gym 5 days a week, working out for an hour, it just doesn't make sense to break it up by body part. It's a little bit more old school, and we are on kind of the progressive, more functional end of fitness. So this is what we believe, and this is how we program any single class that you come to. So squat movement, basically pretty basic, like you've seen before, whether we're holding a weight or no weight, squatting up and down. All right, now there's different variations of that. You could do a sumo squat. You might do a single leg squat, maybe a pistol squat. Coming back here in yoga or more of a mind-body class, you might be doing some chair pulses. So there's a lot of variations of squats. Maybe we do no weight, maybe we add a press to it. So squat, very foundational. You see it show up in almost any class. Then we have our deadlift, a little bit different than a squat, right? So this is a hinge movement. So it's coming from the hips, from the legs, from the glutes, and also the back and core muscles here. So deadlift actually hits a lot of core as well. So from this, you can notice we're hinging versus going into that full squat. All right, so deadlift is something you're gonna see show up. We can do a regular deadlift, we can add in a kettlebell, we might do a single leg deadlift or a warrior 3 in yoga, maybe do a split stance deadlift. A bridge up is also a hip extension. So you're gonna see some sort of hinge movement to hit those muscles. Then pulling, right? So that doesn't mean just pull-ups. There are a lot of forms of pulling. So we like to use bands a lot, right? So getting those pulls here, we do this in our warm-up a lot. Maybe we hold that pull. Maybe we do a single arm pull movement from the kind of bench rack position. Maybe we do a kneeling pull, coming down one side and the other. Maybe we do a row, right? Our barbell row, maybe our torpedo row. There's a lot of options of pulling. So we're getting that pulling movement in. Yoga doesn't do enough pulling, so we do a lot of fist to fire when we do those lunges. That's why we do them. Not only are they fun and functional, but yoga doesn't have a lot of pulling, it's mostly pushing. So how can we pull more pulling movements into our classes so when you want to go into a pull-up, you can fire up those muscles and be able to support your body to be able to hit those goals. And then last one I'm going to talk about is pushing. So we've seen it before, push-ups. We do our chest to torpedo push-ups a lot, so there's an option for push-ups. Also, any sort of floor press or bench press is pushing. Maybe you do one arm. Maybe you do a single arm. Any sort of pressing overhead. Our squat clean press is also pushing, or just a straight overhead press is pushing. So there's a lot of variations of those as well. So start to pay attention to that when you go to classes. What movements are we doing? Did we hit all those functional movements? For the most part, more often than not, you're gonna see it, and once you start to recognize that pattern, you can really start to challenge yourself and focus on the muscles that we're trying to hit when we do those functional movements. So we structure them in different kinds of ways. Maybe we go upper, lower, maybe we do lower first circuit, we do upper first circuit. Whatever it is, you're gonna see those foundational movements, and that's what we're trying to do. We're really trying to drill them home for you and give you a good foundation of movements that you use every day in your life, whether it's in the studio, in the gym, or outside of the gym in your regular everyday life. So if you have any questions about functional foundational movements and why we're doing this, what we're trying to target here, or what the main goal is behind them, feel free to ask me or any of our other trainers, and we'd love to share more information with you.